Good day, everyone. Again, this is SS033, the Contemporary World, and this is Sir E, your online instructor, and we will be doing some housekeeping this afternoon as we prepare for your prelim exam next week. And I will be discussing as well a little bit about your midterm OBE, okay, of which the submission would be on the 8th week. Again, this is S033, the Contemporary World, S033, the Contemporary World, and this is Sir E. Now, let me just give you an idea of what has happened in our quizzes already. Now, including the quiz you're supposed to take this week, which is on political globalization, we already have three quizzes, a total of which is already 60 points. There are problematic attempts which we were able to actually naayos naman natin kahit papano. We were able to do stuff na maayos yung mga bagay na. And thank you to those who have informed me that you had troubles with your attempt because we were able to fix it immediately. And those there are missed quizzes as well. There are those who were not able to take the quiz, but there are excused and unexcused reasons. Definitely, if yours is an unexcused one, then you cannot take the quiz anymore. But if you believe that your reason is actually valid, then you have to inform me. And there are those who did that, and we were able to, I was able to give you, okay, another chance to take the quiz. Now, for us to have a clear idea of how it's gonna go from here, now you have to understand that even though your reason may be valid why you were not able to take the quiz, from now on I will be giving you 1 week only after the quiz has closed to inform me about your missed quiz. Now, if you were not able to inform me a week after your missed quiz, then that automatically invalidates your excuse, no matter how valid it is. The reason being is because I do not actually understand why in the world you will not be able to inform me immediately after the exam or the quiz closes why you were not able to take it. Okay, so after the quiz closes and you were not able to take it and you know that you have a valid reason why, then what you can do is to inform me immediately. Send me a course message, DM me, so we can fix it, and I will be determining whether I'll be able to give you uh, to a chance to take the quiz once again. Ulitin ko po, from now on, after the quiz closes, the only way that you could take the quiz is to inform me 1 week. Okay, during that span of 1 week after the quiz closes, you have to inform me to make sure that I'll be able to give you a chance again to take the quiz. Okay, but this is only for those who have valid reasons, because previously what happened was there are students who are not able to take quiz 1 and quiz 2, and they informed me like 2 weeks after. Again, people, I don't think that's right. What is right is that you will be able to inform your professor immediately after you were not able to take the quiz. um, it's only 1 week, except for reasons that I will be determining whether it is valid or not. Hopefully, knock on wood, it's not a matter of life or death naman. Hopefully we're all safe and sound. Okay, so we're all good now. So for the quizzes, we already have three quizzes. That's a total of 60 points, including your quiz on political globalization. So that's 20 points for the introduction to globalization quiz, and then another 20 points for the structures on globalization, and then another 20 points for political globalization quiz. Now, with that being said, your political globalization quiz will be available not today but on Friday and on Saturday. Now, if you are asking, sir, it is a holiday on Friday, that's the reason why we're extending it on Saturday. If you do not want to take it on Friday, and you want to milk in the idea of holiday, then you don't have to take it on Friday. You can take it on Saturday instead. The quiz will last for 10 minutes only. You will be given two attempts, and that will last only until Saturday at around 11:58 p.m. So make sure that you'll be able to take the quiz by then. I checked on your attempts for your first and second quizzes, and I realized that many of you are not using your second attempt, even though your first attempt is not really the result is not really okay. Say for example, you got 12 over 20 for your quiz number 2, and most of you are not even using your second attempt, when I feel like it would be best for you to use it, because you can up your scores for that quiz. Say for example, your first attempt is 12, and then you go over our lectures again, and for your second attempt you got, say for example, 18. Then you average that and you'll get a final score of 15. So 15 is better than 12. You have to understand, people, that when we finalize your grade in this course, or in any course for that matter, 1 point could actually spell the big difference in your grade weighted average, or your GWA. Okay? And I'm saying this to you not for my good, but for your own good. That's the reason why we're giving you second attempt for your learning tasks. Okay? Because we want you to up your scores from your first attempt. Okay? I think that has been the case. No, I went over your grade center, your attempts, and I checked, because I can check whether you did second attempt or not. And there are those whose scores are low, very low, who just um, decided not to take another attempt when they could do so anyway. You don't have to take your second attempt immediately after your first attempt. Say, for example, you took your first attempt today, and the quiz will be closed in 3 days. Then you can take your last attempt on the third day. So after your first attempt, you can go over our lectures, our video lectures and whatnot, and then when you are ready, and when you have already realized that you know where your mistakes are, then you can take your second attempt, and then you can up your score for that. Hopefully that is clear. Okay, again, your quiz on political globalization will be available on Friday. You don't have to take it on Friday because it's a holiday, but if you want, then you can do so. Or if not, then you can take it on a Saturday, whole day until 11:58, almost midnight of that day. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, let's go over some housekeeping on our PDF materials and video lectures. Now, for your PDF materials, some of you might be at ease when you see your quizzes, because most of your quizzes right now are on true or false statement type of quizzes. Okay, but then again, you have to understand but that in your prelim exam, which is scheduled on Monday next week, your exam will be totally different. Okay, your lectures, your PDF materials are incomplete, and it will not give you any chance at all to have a very high score in your prelim exam. Our course assessment questions, meaning for your prelim exam, the questions will be coming from, mostly will be coming from the video lecture explanations, the video lecture itself, and the examples given. Let me repeat that. The questions on your exam, the questions in your exam will be coming from your video lecture explanations and the examples given. Okay, I hope I'm making myself clear on that one. And with regards to your exam, let me just go over that later. But again, people, please make sure that you are going over your Blackboard from time to time. I mean, as our setup is like this at the moment, then you have to make sure that you are checking your Blackboard account from time to time, perhaps maybe 5 or 6 or 10 times a day. Okay, if I may suggest, no, you should not be closing your Blackboard account in your browser. Okay, so you'll be able to check it from time to time, because there are instances when even right now I'm still receiving course messages or DMs saying that they do not know that there is a quiz, or they do not know that there is a synchronous session or whatnot. I don't understand where students like that are coming from, because I mean, hello. I've been sending course messages almost daily. I've been making announcements on Blackboard, even extending it to our Facebook group almost every day. So I see no reason for you not to know that there is a synchronous session. I see no reason for you not to know that there is a quiz, because I am updating our Blackboard almost every day. Right. I think I'm doing that, right? Every day. Okay. So I don't see any reason why there are still students who are saying that they don't know what is happening in class if there is a quiz or whatnot. Because honestly, if you are able to check your Blackboard account, the course announcement, the course messages, and even extending it to our FB group, I see no reason for you not to be able to know that there is an announcement or there is a course message about our class. Is it right? Tama ba? I hope I'm making myself clear, right? So I don't get the idea why there are still students who are saying that they don't know that there is a quiz, that there is a lecture, that there is a synchronous session, because I've been extending, I mean, every day I keep updating. Okay, and I think all the course announcements and the course messages, uh, in real time, they appear in your live account, so you can check. Now if there is a delay in that, if you are going to check your Blackboard from time to time, then you will be able to find out what's going on, not just in my class but in all your courses. Okay? So please make sure that you know how to navigate your Blackboard. You have to navigate it daily because this is the only way to survive our current setup here at MCL. Okay, and I hope I'm making myself clear on that one. Now we'll be proceeding again to your prelim exam. Your prelim exam will be available on Monday, April 12th. Okay, April 12 until April 14. That's a Wednesday. So you have a 3-day window for your prelim exam. You will be given 60 minutes, only one attempt. That's across the board for all MCL exams, all course assessments in MCL. One attempt only. Now, in case there would be a problematic attempt, say for example, nawalan kayo ng internet or whatnot, you have to send me a message immediately. Okay, take a screenshot of the trouble. Okay, and then what you can do is to DM me, send me a course message, but preferably a DM on Messenger so I could immediately respond, because I check the Blackboard usually 6 or 10 times a day in random. Okay, so baka nag-message kayo sa akin ngayon after an hour pa ako makasagot. Okay, and if in case nag-course message kayo, please make sure na i-check nyo kaagad yung Blackboard, kasi baka may reply na ako and then you were not able to respond to me. Baka mamaya the following day pa kayo nag-check. Wag naman po ganoon, particularly if you know that your message is emergency. So if it is, then what I would advise for you to do is to send me a DM on Facebook so we could fix it immediately. Okay, and so before you take the exam on Monday, if that is your preferred schedule for your exam and not Tuesday and Wednesday, what you can do is to check your internet speed before you take the exam. Now, the type of questions for your exam, we have multiple choice type of questions and true or false statements. Now, this is going to be different and you might be shocked with the questions because you're not used to having me ask you, or me giving you quizzes in multiple choice type. So this is going to be different. That's the reason why I already told you that the questions will be coming from the video lecture explanations and the examples given. Okay, so what I want for you to understand is that most of the questions will be in multiple choice type of questions. Now, if you have been under me before, you know how I make questions in multiple choice type. What I'm trying to point out is that I do some tricky stuff, okay, in order at least mapiga ko man lang that you understand the concept behind our lessons in not just memorizing. Comprehension is very important. Okay, so that's how our prelim exam is going to go. Now, what you can do is to go over our video lectures if you have not, because I believe that there are some of you who until now have not checked our video lectures on YouTube. Remember that your prelim exams, the questions will be coming from the video lecture explanations and examples. I hope that's clear. Now, for the scope of your prelim exam, we have Introduction to Globalization. That's the first one. And then the Structures to Globalization. And lastly, Political Globalization, for which you will have your quiz on Friday and Saturday. So you're already hitting two birds in one stone while you are studying Political Globalization, preparing for your quiz on it on Friday and Saturday, and then also preparing for your exam, for your prelim exam, which this topic is one of the coverage. Okay, this will be covered on your prelim exam. Okay, if you have questions, again, please make sure that you are posting it in the group chat here on our session. Okay, again, your prelim exam will be available on Monday and will close on Wednesday. You have a 3-day window for the exam. You will be given 60 minutes. If you'll be asking, sir, how many items, I will be saying it's around 70 to 100, but I think if you have prepared well for the exam, you can finish the exam in around 30 to 40 minutes. So that would be enough. I think 60 minutes is more than enough, okay, for you to finish your exam in one attempt. But you have to make sure that you will come prepared and you will take the exam prepared. That you'll be able to go over our video lectures before you take the exam. Okay? And I hope that is very clear. Now, next week, if that's the earliest after your exam, which is on Friday, after your exam, on Friday next week, I will be giving you your prelim class standing. Okay, that will be inclusive of your learning tasks and your prelim exam. Your learning task is worth 40% of your grade. So for now, that is inclusive of 3 quizzes and 1 prelim exam, which is 20% of your final grade. So that's over 60 across the board. Now, 60% is the passing score for MCL, and 60% of 60 is 36. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. If you are not using your second attempt for your quizzes, there might be a tendency that you might not be able to get a passing score. I tell you, and I am telling you again right now, okay, 1 point, 2 points could actually spell the big difference in your grades. Okay, so if you're even your first attempt in your learning passes, that's the only chance that you could do 2 attempts. Okay, please by all means do so, because that might be your only chance to up your scores. You can't do that in your exams. You can't do that in your prelim exam or on your final exam. Only it is only possible for your learning tasks. So for your political globalization quiz, please, okay, we can't do it anymore for your first 2 quizzes, but for your political globalization quiz, now if you think that it's not enough, your score can still be up at least for that quiz, then by all means, please do so. This is not mandatory, but at least you can check whether you think you can do better. If you know that you can do better for your next attempt, then please by all means do so. Okay? Let's proceed now. Now, also, I'll be discussing a little bit about your midterm exam. We are on our halfway past our 4th week. Next week is our 5th week, meaning you have 3 weeks before the submission of your midterm OBE. Our submission will be on the 8th week. The submission bin is already open, and I've already seen a couple of students who have submitted their midterm OBE. I think there is already like 3 students who have submitted their midterm exam to me. I've already checked it. I haven't graded any yet, but I checked all, and there's screenshot of the video interview. Then that's good. Okay, I will not be checking it anyway yet. Okay, I will be waiting for more submissions to come before I check it individually. Now, some have submitted. Please work on it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to work on it this week or next week, but please do so. Okay, now there are questions like, sir, should the interview be done in English? No, not necessarily. Okay, if you are interviewing a Filipino, then use your native language so it will be easier for you. Okay, but if you're interviewing a foreigner, then you have no choice but to speak in the language that you both understand, whether it's English or Japanese or Korean or whatnot. Okay, now there's a student, I think, who messaged me and said, sir, I do not know anyone who is living abroad. And my answer to that would be, I don't think um that no one around you or in your sphere of community do not know anybody who's living abroad. Perhaps your parents or your relatives or your friends or a neighbor perhaps know someone who is living outside of the country at the moment. So that is not an excuse. You have to be resourceful. At least I will see that you made an effort to find an interviewee for your midterm exam. Okay? You can ask friends, you can ask relatives, neighbors, if you do not know of one. Okay? So again, I am reminding you that we are already almost at the end of our fourth week, and you have your fifth week, sixth week, seventh week to prepare for the midterm exam. Okay? If you're already done, you can already submit it. Okay? I'm checking the submissions anyway. Okay? If I will be accepting them or not. But for those who have submitted already, their submissions are good. I mean, I already checked it. I did not grade it yet, but I can browse through the submission. They made designs and whatnot. Okay, please go over the instructions, the rubrics and the instructions for the OBE. In the file is found in module one, and also you can check it in introduction to SS33. Okay, you can find it there. Okay, I hope I am making myself clear with regards to our midterm OBE. And in any case, since I've already been discussing about your scores, your quizzes, and your exam, I know that many of you perhaps are anxious already because this is exam week. If not this week, perhaps next week would be very heavy for most, if not all of you, because I think most of your professors will be giving your quizzes, your exams um, next week. Okay, and you're thinking about having good scores and whatnot. But uh, when all things are said and done, I want for you to remember that, you know, um, despite of all this, with regards to your scores in your exams, in your quizzes, you have to understand that you are worth more than the scores and the grades that you get in your quizzes and your exams. Let me repeat that, okay? You are worth more than the scores and the grades that you get in your quizzes and in your exams. Can I get an amen for it? Okay? So you are worth more than all this because you have to understand, people, that your grades do not define you. Your grades will never define you. Your worth and your value is not anchored on the scores and the exams, on the scores that you get in your quizzes and your exams. It's just so sad that our society dictates this to be the way we think of people. I remember when I was studying, every time I look at my teachers, I always feel like they they see me depending on the scores that I get in class. I feel like ang pagtingin nila sa akin ay nakabase sa kung ano yung naibibigay ko sa klase na score or exam. And it's actually going through all those stuff, I realized that it did not really help me when I was studying because it added so much stress, if I may, doon sa ideya ngayon, because you have to make sure that you will be on a certain level, and that you have to at least, di ba, yung expectations nila, you have to meet their expectations and whatnot. But you have to understand, people, that your grades will never define you. Your future will not be defined by your scores in your exams and in your quizzes, because you are worthy no matter what. Okay, I hope you understand that. Okay, it's just sad na ang pamantayan ng lipunan natin ay ganito because kailangan. Okay, but after all is said and done, you have to understand that your value is not dependent on your exams, your quizzes. Okay? I hope that is clear. Okay, but that does not mean that you're not going to study. You are studying because you have to, and you are studying well because you are grateful to those people who are sending you to school, no matter how difficult our situation might be at the moment. Okay, despite of the pandemic and whatnot, we are still here, and you are still being sent to school. Okay, and you're studying hard because you want at least to be grateful for the sacrifices of those who are sending you to school. And you have to remember naman, di ba, the tuition fee at MCL, hindi naman mura, mahal ang tuition fee natin. So at least be grateful to your parents or whoever sending you to school by studying well, by studying hard. But on the same time, you have to understand that you are not defined by those. Okay, when all is said and done, when you are done with your exams, when you have given your all, you have to understand that despite all of it, you are worthy. Now, before you take the quiz, you go over this and you remind yourself, okay, before you take the quiz, you remind yourself that you are worth more than the scores and the grades that you get in your quizzes and your exams, and that your grades will never define you. After you take the exam, you go over this again and you say, I've already done my best, but know that I will not be defined by the result of this exam. Amen? You're worthy, okay? No matter what, okay? God bless your diligence, and please do not take the exam unprepared. Okay, whatever we just said a while ago should not be an excuse for you not to study. Okay, you have to study and you have to study well. Okay, but please do not take the exam unprepared. Again, your quiz on political globalization will be open from Friday until Saturday. Your prelim exam will start on Monday. You have 3 day window for it until Wednesday. The exam coverage, you have three topics, and then make sure, because the questions will be coming from the video lectures, the explanations there, and the examples given there, please make sure to go over, okay, the video lectures in our course. Okay, so this is SS033. I am Sir EE. Thank you for joining me today with our